My name is Lee Elliott. I'm project manager of Trent Peak Archaeology at the University of Nottingham. This project came about through meetings with members of Woollerton Hall, members of the local community and former veterans of the 508th Parachute Infantry Regiment. And the whole aim of this project is to highlight the World War II heritage of Woollerton Hall, which includes the former camp of the 508th Parachute Infantry Regiment, who were based there in 1944, and then subsequently the POW camp, which took over the site from 1945 to about 1947.
Sorry. Okay.
What's this?
Machine gun.
It's a 50 caliber machine gun bullet. American one.
And when was this found?
Today, just here.
Just starting to turn up the American stuff today.
Oh, nice.
So is this exciting? This is an exciting moment, is it? Is this a bit of a breakthrough then? Because it's been a long search.
Well, it has, but the prisoner of war camp has obscured things, has been part of the problem. So there were no huts here as far as we're aware from the Luftwaffe 1944 photograph.
These were tented area, so we were never going to find anything in trenches or anything like that because you've not got any structural remains. So what we're looking for are personal items from the soldiers that were living in the tents. So that's why we've got machine gun bullets. This is a small coin hoard from World War II, probably from one of the soldiers that was buried in one of his tents. So the last coin from this is 1941. But these are the sort of things that we're going to find in this area.
So this is really what you have been out here looking for, isn't it?
Yeah, evidence of the American activity in Woollerton Hall.
And what would you really like to find?
Well, an ammunition box. By hearsay from some of the veterans, it's the burying of ammunition boxes full of personal items, and that's what we would like to find. But that will be a needle in a haystack.
And if you found one of those ammunition boxes, what do you think might be inside them?
There could be coins, but also it's going to be personal, papers, perhaps letters, things like that, which they've had in exchange with their families, which they left just before they went over for D-Day. And then when they came back 33 days later, only half of them came back. So we know that some of them should be still buried in the grounds.
Oh, ring pub. Well, brass ones again.
Here's one of the brass ones.
Yeah, they give a really good signal off, they do.
Finding the American remains was always going to be tricky, and we're starting to find them now in the gaps that we've managed to locate in the POW camp.
The brass ring
It looks like the remains of a tobacco tin, but we're not certain exactly what type of tin yet. It's very badly corroded, though it's really interesting. It's in two pieces, but we think possibly a tobacco tin.
This is the M3 fighting knife. This is the handle of one of them. This is the American fighting knife, which the paratroopers were equipped with, and they kept strapped to their ankles. That was found over where we think the guardhouse is. Got a leather handle, that's why we're keeping it wet.
It looks just about like this.
That was found.
He used it to dig leads.
To be back in Nottingham and back among all these wonderful English people, you can't beat it. I've only been back one other time, and that was the 50th anniversary of D-Day.
Yeah, that's where we had him. Then we had the switchblade knife up here. But they're prohibited.
The English people treated me and all the others, at least most of them did, like beloved sons. I mean, they had very little meat to eat, and they invited us to their Sunday dinner.
It gives a very human side to it, particularly knowing that these what were young men at the time, of around about 20, about 2,000 of them that went to Normandy, and only 800 came back afterwards, 33 days later. It gives you a more human aspect and more of an impact of the remains that you're digging up, actually.
The most wonderful thing of it, to me, remembering is being treated so nice, so wonderful.
20-year-old kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all we were. We had a couple 16 and 17s.
They're going to find more. I'm sure they will.
What kind of things do you think they might find?
Hard telling. Hard telling.
I know you were looking for those ammunition boxes. What are the chances now of you getting back there to sort of have another look, a second try?
I'd like to get back. It'd be great to get back. It's a vast site, basically, and they could still be there, and you always live in hope.
Have you got any idea? Obviously you would like to get back. Are there any specific plans, or is this something which sort of you need the funding for?
It's more funding that we're looking for. Initially, the funding that we got was from the East Midlands Development Agency and from the University of Nottingham. Like I say, this was to highlight Woollerton Hall's World War II heritage and hopefully encourage more people to visit the site. Ultimately, the finds that we found will hopefully go on display at Woollerton Hall sometime in the future.